Friday. I'm back in Nashville. I'm home. No more sketchy streams on the road. No more solo streams for you today. How you doing, man?
I had fun, man. It was a good time. But what's up? How was flying? I know you were out there in Texas for a little bit, but we got you back now, and internet's good.
Internet is good.
It's good. I'm glad to see everything's back in working order. We have both been on the early edge already today, so I'm sure some of you tuned in with us a little bit, but we'll obviously be going in a little bit more in detail here. That's kind of the idea, and sort of talking about how the markets have moved since we last saw you like 3-4 hours ago. So, Mike, how anything that you're seeing, anything you're excited to talk about today?
Oh, I'm always excited. It's just tradition like none other. You wake up early. You beat the market really pretty badly on the price on a total. So I got this one at 9. It is now sitting at 10. I got that full run up. We knew it was going to 9.5 very, very quickly this morning. But yeah, we're up to 10. So I'm excited for this Blue Jays Orioles game to be 3-0 at the end of the 7th. Can't wait.
Almost without a doubt. But no, I was all over this one too. I mean, we have talked about this a lot this year. I had this one on my sheet for my personal bets before I even saw you were taking it. I mean, Orioles against lefties, and it's Robbie Ray. I mean, if you have been watching either of us, you kind of knew we'd be talking about this one today. It's a good formula for an over. The Orioles could carry this one by themselves. It should be good. It should be good.
Yeah, I would say the Blue Jays could also carry this by themselves. Right. Bruce Zimmerman is a lot worse than Robbie Ray, but Robbie Ray is the one we've been betting on some regression coming for sure. I don't really need to go through it, honestly. I think everybody watched the early edge, but
I'm with you. Yeah. We'll stay away a little bit from my Angels play and my Yankees over. I think that one's a good one because I see a lot of sharp people coming in on both sides of that. So that makes me think that the offense in terms of like how many runs are going to be scored is going to be good. So we'll stay away from those a little bit, maybe touch on it briefly as we run through the slate. If you see me looking off, I'm watching to make sure we notch our draw in the Croatia game. Very invested in this. I actually put a small play on the Czech Republic just as a home favoritism because I am Czech. My grandmother was born and raised in Prague. So hopefully we can make a little noise in this tournament. The Austrian part of me isn't going to have nearly as much success, but then the Italian, that'd be fine.
Oh yeah.
That'd be all right. But all right. I think we have talked a little bit about the NBA already. It's a big game tonight. Do you want to start there? Do you want to jump into some baseball? What are you feeling?
We could talk about the NBA quickly. Cool. Yeah, the obvious injury situation, right? In the Clippers and the Jazz game, Kawhi already been ruled out. Donovan Mitchell is now listed as a game time decision. I don't see a scenario in which he sits, but I think it's kind of a formality.
Play through that hamstring, man. There's no way that they let Donovan Mitchell miss a game.
Yeah, so I talked about it on the early edge actually at the very beginning and how this line shaded based on the most recent information that we received, which was the Clippers winning that game that essentially no one really gave them a chance to win. We talked about them potentially being able to cover the 8.5. Based on that, it shaded a couple points in their direction and then for this game, just simply due to the fact that they covered and won in that last game. But based on all the data that we have, we would if we thought that 8 to 8.5 number was efficient, which I think it was. Obviously, I had it right there in the Sims. A lot of good models did as well. We're expecting home court swing in this environment to be roughly 4.8 to 5.3 points, depending on the team. So that should put this line at -3, -3.5. -3.5 is where it should be. for the Jazz. So you're seeing this thing was at -1.5 this morning, a good 2 full points. I would say 1.25 to 1.5 of that is literally just straight because the Clippers beat them last time out. The other is the small minor injury concern around Donovan Mitchell. But overall, my number on it's -3.4 for the Utah Jazz to pick up this win here. I haven't played it, but any thoughts on it for you?
Yeah, I mean, probably just staying away, maybe an underplay. Again, we sort of see it in these big, like, must-win games. The scoring falls off because the defense goes up for the team with their backs against the wall. It's pretty standard. And I mean, I don't really know much about the total here. I haven't really been looking at NBA. MLB has kind of taken up all my time this morning. And then I've been watching a lot of soccer. But you know, I've been leaning under on I said it before the NBA playoffs start. Like, I have literally been playing every under, like, slightly, and it's been profitable. I mean, unders have been winning the day mostly. You saw a lot of that, especially with the Nets. The unders have been very profitable. You know, this, again, I'm probably leaning under just on a principle and just on it being like a game 6 and it being an important potential elimination game. But other than that, no real feel to this one. Kind of worried about how Donovan Mitchell performs, honestly.
Yeah, slightly worried. If like I said, it's -3.4 for me. Not going to touch it. Wouldn't have hated the Jazz money line -122 if you really liked that side of it, as opposed to the points. I do think that they win the game and even this thing up, but we'll see. It's going to the Clippers are going to have to, do it again without Kawhi Leonard. So
it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be a lot tougher tonight. So we can I guess transition in.
Do you want to do Sixers Hawks real quick? Also, you have any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, yes, obviously. I think that one's even tougher. I think it probably is the Sixers. I think I like the Sixers earlier in the game if you want to bet on them to come out strong. You cannot trust this team in the second half. I'm afraid to bet on them for a full game. I don't really know who I'm going to get in that fourth quarter. We've seen this over and over again. I mean, someone had brought up the point about Doc Rivers having so many of these, like, late series comeback, like, losses to other people. I forgot, like, the word, but, like, literally crazy. Collapses. His teams have collapsed so much. So yeah, I'm betting on the 76ers in the first half or the first quarter if I want to take them. And then I probably like the Hawks for the full game.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have liked it again, if you got the opening line, could have betted it -120 on the 76ers money line. Right. I do think that they win this game. I think they're the better team still. But it has been embarrassing what they've done thus far. But I think that it all obviously is going to come down to Ben Simmons. Is he going to hit the free throws? Are they going to continue to foul him? I think they're going to continue to foul him until he makes the free throws for sure. I don't have a ton of interest in it. I think the Sixers win, but I'm definitely not laying -3. If I did, it would have to be all the way down to the money line at -120. But I don't think that's available anymore anywhere. I think it's all the way up to -150.
Yeah. Do they potentially need to start thinking about moving Simmons, breaking up this trio in Philadelphia if they are able to, like, hack Ben Simmons, send him to the foul line, and defeat the 76ers in 6 games?
Yeah. There was talk that could have happened at some point, when they were looking at potentially acquiring James Harden. That could have happened, but they missed the window on that one. As far as getting rid of him there, I don't know. I'd have to think of all the other potential trades, landing spots. I mean, another team that wants to break things up a bit is probably Portland. Right. It's not going to be a Damian Lillard deal. It would probably be a CJ McCollum deal. It would be interesting. Definitely haven't thought through it. Definitely haven't run numbers on it, but it would be interesting to think about. I definitely think that something major happens there if they get eliminated here.
I agree.
Something has to happen for sure.
Yeah, something's got to give in Philly. All right, cool. We have a question here. Anything on the afternoon Euro game? Yes, we're going to be playing things from our guy Martin Green. We talked about it a little bit on the early edge this morning, but just recapping, he's going to go with England to win to nil. So
Yep.
so they don't allow a goal, but they win. And then also on the spread, I believe he has them too. So we'll be going with both of those plays. I know I have them. I mean, he's been on fire. When you find someone who's doing as well as Martin is, you don't sit there and be like, let me try my own personal hand. No, you try to learn from him. You let him do his thing. I'm not a soccer handicapper. I don't know that Mike really does all that much.
I've dabbled, but not recently.
Right. It's a tougher sport when you don't know it. And look, he's on fire. I don't know the exact record, but he's been winning me money. So I'll be on England to win and not allow a goal, and then also to win by multiple goals. So it looks like he's 10 minutes away from cashing this one perfectly. So I'm sure you'll hear a little bit from us when he does. But okay.
Absolutely. If you haven't noticed, I think you've seen some of my, you can tell generally when I've bet on a game and when I haven't based on some of the verbiage around it and how excited I get to it. So I've actually played the soccer plays today. So I'm very much loving life. And
it's so much fun too. It's great to have like stuff on during the day. I mean, we don't have day baseball, but you don't even hear us complaining about it because we have stuff to bet on. So we definitely enjoy having the Euros on every 4 years and the World Cup in the off 2 years as well. But all right.
For sure. I'm analyzing expected goal data, and I just can't help but not do that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm up to this afternoon, and I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, but let's talk about some baseball.
Let's get into it.
First game of the night, we have the Pirates and the Indians. Is that what you got first, or you Athletics Yankees? Well, let's see.
No, Pirates. That's where I'm going to. Let's talk about those Pirates. Let's talk about Chad Kuhl. I don't know. Are you going to take the underdog? They look like they're the sharp side. The market has definitely moved. I mean, they're at plus 110 right now. They opened plus 115, but that's still decent movement on the Pirates. I mean, this is the Pirates. The public hates the Pirates. So
the public definitely hates the Pirates. I think it makes a little bit of sense. The Cleveland pitcher is not great. They do also lose a designated hitter. Negative league shift, moving to the National League. This Indians lineup, removing that designated hitter, not a great thing necessarily for them. The thing that's always interesting to me is we get to this environment and like the weather looks great. Like the hitting conditions as far as the weather look great. And having said all that, I think that I still like a contrarian under here at 9. It's contrarian because the weather is so good. The air density index only 60 is very good in Pittsburgh.
Very low for Pittsburgh.
Positive VMIs for both teams. I mean, we're still talking 80 degrees, 50 to 60% humidity. Like by all accounts, it's one of the better nights to hit a baseball at PNC Park that you're going to have this season. I mean, of course, you'll have better nights and afternoons in July and August, but it's certainly one of the best hitting environments they've seen so far, other than the fact that the wind is not helping at all tonight. So it's a big number in a National League park, in a park that does tend to swallow things up just a little bit. I don't hate the contrarian under 9, but I obviously haven't played it.
I mean, the park is even 16-16 on the over under this year. Nothing too crazy. Historical over under. Nothing too big. But we're at stress time over here for Croatia and the Czech Republic. So my heart's palpitating a little bit. I did sprinkle a very small play on the Pirates this morning because I knew plus 125 was not going to stick around in my book, drastically, because I play locally in New York. It drastically usually has 5 to 10 cents lean on to the favorites. So if I see an underdog that I know is going to gain some steam and is mispriced, I usually can get a good deal. So but so I'll be pulling for them, but it's not like an official play. That's like one of those, if you play that every day and just try to gain value off the market, you long-term profit. So, but all right, don't need to talk about that one too much. For me, again, I spoke a little bit about the Oakland Athletics at the New York Yankees today. I'm just sort of playing it for runs. I'm going to be on the over. I think it was at 9.5 this morning when I played it. I'm going to guess that, we're still at 9.5. That's great.
9.5.
So you can go grab that. No issue there. I don't know. I definitely think there's some really great offenses here. There's probably some people playing the contrarian under with, top elite teams, but the pitching for these guys has not been all that. And I think Tyone could get lit up tonight. So
Yeah, my simulations tend to agree with you there. I have it at 10.3 is the median number, and 9.5. It's definitely playable. Definitely see where you're at with it.
Wind
So
blowing
I
out
like
too.
that. The wind blowing out definitely helps a bit. Not going to say the air density index isn't as low as I thought it would be, but it's still a good number. It's just not.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to maybe even be a touch lower. It's not quite as hot as I thought it was there. It's going to be 80,
really nice
78. Right. I was expecting it to be, 85, 88, and that move from like 78 to 80 to 85 to 88 is just a massive move in terms of a weather difference in the flight of the baseball here. It's kind of near a tipping point. But I'm still right there. 10.3 is my median number. I like it at 9.5.
It's definitely an elevated hitting condition type of night because of the weather and the wind, especially. I know someone that we talk about a good deal. We talk about the VMI numbers, we talk about wind numbers, we talk about air density, and then we'll talk a little bit about Kevin Roth, who does the Roto Grinders weather. He had this game with some nice numbers on it too. I'm not going to just totally disclose what he asks you to pay for because I do, respect what he does, but he did have this. I pay for his service. And I think if you're serious about playing games this way and analyzing weather data in baseball, he's a must along with the VMI. But yeah, they basically play off the same data. So when they really agree, which they do in this game, you're going to get an overplay for me. So let's do it.
I agree completely. I'm actually going to drop the link to his product there because it is such a great product. It's called the MLB Weather Edge on Roto Grinders. I will drop that link there. Kevin's guy, super sharp. Love what he's built with this weather database. So there's a link that I dropped in the chat. If you want to go sign up and pay for that, it gives you some really, really nice data. Occasionally, I think they will offer some free screenshots and some other things. They might have a free game of the day at some point. Definitely worth the follow on Twitter as well. If you're playing daily baseball in the NFL, a little bit the weather comes into play, but certainly someone you're going to want to follow when it comes to weather. And if you're playing golf, if you're betting on golf, he will have a breakdown of some of the different tee times and some of the other things. So
it's cool.
Yep.
Looks like we're at our last legs to potentially miss our draw bet here. We have a Croatian free kick from about 25, 30 yards out. And it's defended nicely. Cool.
Wonderful.
And that's the game. So we just cash a nice, perfect game for our guy, Martin Green. He calls the draw and the both teams to score. Wonderful. I think I cashed like a parlay from the first game with this. So I'm very happy. As much as I am an expert, it's like multiple personalities over here. I can just flip a switch and I go back to like just the guy who still enjoys being just a recreational bettor. So like, of course, you got to be able to do both. So this is a great win. I loved it. But okay, on to the next baseball game.
Nationals Mets.
So what do you think about that one?
Nationals Mets is always an interesting series. Two pretty shaky pitchers on the mound, in my opinion, at times. The Nationals sneaky good against left-handed pitching. Looking to potentially pick on the Mets just a little bit here. I like this Nationals lineup against lefties. Schwarber, Turner, Soto, Zimmerman should be in there. I like him against lefties. So I don't have enough edge to play it on either side, but if you want to lean over, I think you can lean over on this one as well. I always have minor concerns about the Mets offense actually getting there and producing and holding up their end of the deal. But decent VMI numbers, decent air density index. The wind's going to be blowing out a little bit. It is a very good hitting environment overall. Certainly a boost for the New York Mets to play here.
Yep. I mean, look, I ate it on the Mets over last night. I was, sadly reminded of who the Mets are. I do worry about that again tonight. The Nationals, their over-under record for the year is very substantial. They've only gone over 20 times. They've gone under 43 times. And a lot of that difference, that 23 game difference, does come from the 17 game difference that the under has at their home stadium. So I don't know. I think the money is definitely going to be on the under tonight because of these trends, because of how, the Mets got blanked last night by freaking Kyle Hendricks, Cy Young potential, apparently, by the way he pitched against the Mets last night. There were 14 plus strikeouts in the first 7 innings of this game. So, just was not going to cash my overplay. Unfortunately, that is not how I expected it to go. I really did expect Marcus Stroman to sort of regress towards his, much more average expected ERA, but he held up and had another great game at home. So props to him. But yeah, I'm not really touching this one. Divisional matchup, could be a lot of runs, could be no runs, a lot of variance. Definitely a move on and find an edge in a different spot type of game for me.
Yeah, I feel that. All right, Blue Jays Orioles, already touched on it. That's my my first game of the day. Already got our full run of closing line value, most likely. So that'll be
Guaranteed
the one that's a guaranteed loss for sure.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on it? I think you've already echoed this.
No, I mean, I distinctly agree. Again, I was on it with you. I was on it before I even knew you were on it. I think we share very similar thinking and how to attack teams, playing certain types of pitchers and pitchers who we like to continuously fade. So no real reason. I can't even speak. It's great. But no real reason to hang out with that one. Go to St. Louis Cardinals at the Braves. Picked on John Gant last night. Got my spread win. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got that. Yeah.
I got the spread win. So I'm not going to be upset, but I really thought that he was going to do a lot worse. I texted Mike after this laser of a line out right to Arenado's glove with 2 men on. And Mike was like, yeah, that was a 60% hit chance. And it just went right to the glove. And I think we probably could have broken the game open earlier. Yep. But yeah, wasn't great. Really thought that the Braves were going to get to 5, 6, 7 runs and that Morton would give up his classic 2 or 3, but he pitched a gem. So he did. I think you probably get back to normal business at Truist tonight with an over. I like the play. It's again, 57 air density index is well below the 62 average nationally. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it's my other play. I have the over on it. So I played it this morning. 9.5 plus 105. It's now 9.5 minus 110 up to minus 115. Nice. A good 15, 10 to 15 cents of value so far on that one. I don't think it flips to 10, but it's possible. Frustrating one. Same situation last night, obviously. Yeah. Got in there, got it at 9, even money, plus 100 at 9. Market moved it to 9.5 with some juice. Of course, we are sitting there in the 5th inning without a score in the game. It was pretty brutal.
There were no hits for the first 3 innings.
Right. Yeah. So same spot though, just ridiculous hitting environment. Went over it on the early edge. Love this spot. I think the big difference for the Cardinals, and I think some of us may not realize it, they have a massive split between left versus right-handed pitching. 28th in weighted on base average against righties, which Morton, the righty, shut him down last night. They are 8th in Major League Baseball against left-handed pitching. Max Fried, not been great. Definitely a below average starting pitcher.
Yes.
Come at me if you want, but the data says that he is. So we'll see what happens there. But overall, really strong hitting environment. Game should go over.
Would you lean Cardinals do you like their value at today, or
I don't.
It's not enough? Okay.
No, I don't. I don't like Carlos Martinez at all. I don't want to put him in a negative park shift, which this is not massive, but it is overall, it's a very strong negative park shift / overall pitching environment for him because of the park, because of the weather that he's dealing with, because of the offense that he is facing. I think
it's an over, and it looks like there should be a lot of runs, and for good reason. Cool.
Yep.
This next game is very interesting. The Twins and the Rangers.
Oh wow, you skipped way ahead of me. Where'd you go? Did I or miss? Oh, I missed it. I'm just an idiot. Keep going.
Okay.
I was focused on the next game already.
Yeah. That doesn't happen too often, but okay. We can take a picture of that one, guys. But okay. The Minnesota Twins and the Texas Rangers. Nothing crazy here for me. I know our guy Larry dropped a K prop under for Fulton Newitz. I can't say his. I don't care. on for the Rangers going under for him because the Twins have not been striking out a lot recently. I know I saw a SDQL bit that the Rangers are like, the Twins are like 20-0 in a scenario like this where, XYZ has happened. And it wasn't too crazy because I don't hate it as much as I normally will throw a little shade at SDQL and their off kilter, like find any trend we can type of vibe. But this one, 20-0 is, you start to get to a decent sample size in terms of, and I think it was analyzing how well they had been hitting recently. So they're a little bit hot. They aren't striking out.
Yeah.
And that one caught me by surprise. And I think they'll get this win behind Berrios. So Fulte isn't all that great.
Yeah, no, he's not great. Let's see. I got to check to make sure on the overall, the park. Yeah, I think that we're looking at a roof open situation. Not super friendly for Berrios in this spot. I think that it's safe to say that the Rangers are the sharp side in the market. There's a couple reasons for that. Why I would be willing to say that. One, about 80% of the action is coming in on the Twins, which is mostly to be expected at this price point, minus 158, less than minus 170 with them in this particular matchup. The troubling part of that is the market hasn't moved at all with 80%. It's actually come down a little bit the other way. It's not necessarily that the Rangers are a massive sharp side. I think what it tells you is Josh Donaldson's not going to play in this game for the Twins. Donaldson and Andrelton Simmons are both questionable. That is why it's appearing in the market. If you don't look at it at every single angle, you look at it and see 80% of the money not moving, clear sharp side. When in reality, it's potentially moving a little bit, but it's also moving the other way because Josh Donaldson's status, Andrelton Simmons' status, both up in the air. Donaldson obviously being the biggest piece of that puzzle there. So
right.
I wouldn't personally, I have no interest in betting this game. I don't hate Larry's play with Fulte on the under. I think this Twins offense could very easily get to them. However, taking Donaldson out of the lineup definitely hurts the Minnesota Twins offensively.
Yeah. So. I mean, obviously he's a really good hitter. But all right. I'm not playing either side. Not playing a total. These are very high variance teams in terms of American League potential and the bats on both teams. Like the Rangers could wake up and Joey Gallo could play like everyone expects he has the potential to at any given moment and hit 2 home runs for 6 RBIs. So, I don't expect that to happen tonight, but I'm just saying those are both pretty hard teams to handicap. So we'll just keep on pressing forward. We're going to, we'll skip Marlins and Cubs because there is no Marlins pitcher announced as of like 20 to 30 minutes ago.
Crazy.
It's 2 o'clock and they don't have a pitcher announced. It's a little annoying.
Sportsbooks are loving that too, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe they wanted action on it, but it is a big run scoring environment day at Wrigley today.
Both these games that aren't up, we'll sort of cut ahead, but
my median number on both of these games is over 11, literally over 11.
No. I woke up, I looked at the data this morning, and the only things I really wanted to play were both of these overs, and they haven't announced pitchers. So I have been literally refreshing like a kid waiting for like a sneaker drop or something, trying to get myself some overs before the market hammers them over whatever they're going to get. So well, if I'll be waiting to play overs in both 55 air density at Kaufman, 59 air density at Wrigley. It's just, you can't get much better. Definitely both are plays for me for sure. No matter unless they come out at 10.5 and then I'll have some pause, but 9.5, even 10. Yeah. I'll probably be playing the over at both stadiums.
Oh, no doubt. I would say that the Royals game at Kauffman Stadium against the Red Sox, this might go down as the best hitting environment at Kauffman Stadium all season.
Yeah.
It is unusually warm in the middle of the country and even out a little further west, like in Denver. Like recently in Denver, it's been 102 degrees there.
That's crazy.
In Kansas City right now, it's going to be 98 degrees tonight with this air density there. Very clear night. Winds blowing out at double digits. Like these are the kind of numbers you may not see it exactly this good, even in August, even in July. Yeah, it's certainly the best environment we've seen all year there, and I would be willing to bet it's probably the best.
Please don't announce a pitcher till 7.
Right. So, yeah, if you real quickly, we won't tease too much more of Kevin Roth because you guys need to go check it out and pay for it. But the increases on that game related to the weather are dealing with a 99 game sample size too. 91 in the Chicago Cubs game. 53 in the Orioles game.
Percent ERA increase. Like that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And that's like the type of data he gives. So a little sneak peek. I mean, again, we're doing a little free advertising. It's not going to kill us. I mean, again, these are the types of people who you want to start having talk about your product, because these are people who are invested in learning how to bet baseball the smartest way possible. And his tool is almost a requirement. So yeah, we'll keep it up. We'll keep going. Both those games, again, don't have lines. The Red Sox, Royals, and the I just lost it, Marlins, Cubs. So we'll talk about the White Sox and Astros next. This is a very interesting game. It looks like the White Sox are actually favored against the Astros, who are, just arguably the best offense in baseball. Yep. Any thoughts here? Are you taking the underdog Astros at home?
Potentially. And I'm not even showing them as massive underdogs here.
Yeah, it was close. It was close. It's been moving.
Let's see where they're at. Yeah, they're plus 101 dogs here in this one. I think the biggest piece of news here is the roof is closed. I think the Astros are going to try and help their starting pitcher as much as possible, knowing that Rodon is on the mound on the other side. I think that if I had to play it, I would probably, let me check where the numbers were on it, but I'm pretty sure it was a lean on the Houston Astros.
I'd have to agree. Again, I think it's Garcia, right? And he's been a lot better at home, I believe. So,
yeah, having the roof closed is a massive deal right now too.
Yeah. Look, Rodon's great, and if there's any team that can get to him that doesn't really give a hoot about what pitchers on the other side of the mound, it's the Astros. It's this. I mean, Jose Altuve is on fire right now. The Astros are scoring runs at a ridiculous rate. They're 35% above the average run creation in the MLB right now, to give you a sense of where they're at over the last 2 weeks. So just dominating. It's hard to go against them. I think I picked up a juiced team total over 3.5 today because 4 runs for the Astros. That's just a light day. So look, Rodon's great. I do think that he, has a chance to win this game, but the moment he comes out, it's still the Astros against your bullpen. And he's not going to go 9 against the team like this. So
I think that the only caution I have is it is a watered down Astros lineup with Alex Bregman out.
Okay.
Bregman's their best hitter against left-handed pitching. He's one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball against left-handed pitching. That part of it is significant. And probably why we're still showing value. It's probably an overreaction to him being out. If he's in this lineup, they're at home here, I do expect them to be -1. I expect it to flip. They're plus 102. I expect them to be minus 112.
They opened 110 plus 110 according to Action though. So there has definitely been market, movement on this since it opened. People are definitely willing to take plus money on the Astros. Why wouldn't you? And they could win any game at any time. They're just that good from top to bottom. It's just they're a hard team to beat. So I don't hate it. It's not a play, but I understand why I've seen some sharp people go towards the Astros today. Right.
Definitely.
A couple more. It is a full slate.
Boston, Kansas City. We already talked about it, but mention it again. Just silly numbers. Big VMIs. Silly numbers.
Get it, but then we'll go.
I can tell you my total on it. I can tell you the sportsbook's going to open this total at 10.5. It'll be 10.5 minus 110 is where it should open. My median number is 11.2.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It's where it's at. But yeah, this one should open 10.5. I don't think it's up anywhere, but if it is, someone can correct me quickly.
It isn't. I haven't seen it anywhere, man. We don't even have it, like nothing. If someone knows where it is, if you want to place a bet for me, I mean, hit me up. So,
Right.
But anyway, Brewers and the Rockies. This is like a match made in heaven. It's the Coors Light.
Okay,
game.
whoa, hold on. It is up. It's up with an over under of 9 on DraftKings. I'm going to hammer it. It's at 9 minus 120.
Who did they announce as the pitcher?
Jackson Kowar for the
That's
Royals.
who I thought it was going to be all day.
Okay, so I'm not going to take. I'm going to take it on the alt line though. I'm not going to take it at 9. Alternate totals. Okay, so I'm taking that 9 at minus 120. I'm moving it up to 10, and I'm getting over 10 at plus 120.
I'm upset. I want to bet on this game.
Yeah. Well, it's in. Shout out DraftKings on that one. Yeah. Thank you, Tennessee, for legalizing mobile wagering in my pocket anywhere I go.
It's a little bit nice, huh? To be able to just say, like, I got to go like check to see if my book has it. I don't have like the competition. I can't shop around. I mean, the fact that I'm profitable and I can't shop around, I think, is a pretty solid return for me any day of the week. So, because look, shopping around, like if you don't look at multiple books and you have the opportunity to, like, if you can save 5 cents on a play, like you should. You should. So
I'm wondering how long the game was up on DraftKings. I wonder if it literally just went up.
It might have literally just happened because
it's still not up on FanDuel, still not up on William Hill for me. I'm about to check in GM. I highly doubt it's up there.
But you see how Mike's betting like this? He goes around and he checks to see all these books. He makes sure to see where the lines are. I mean, yeah, he jumps at DraftKings on this because we hadn't seen it yet today, and we might not, get much exposure to it before the line shoots up. And he just got it at 9, which is
I know. I bet it at 10. I took the alt line at 10 plus 120 because I just told you I thought it was going to open at 10.5.
Right.
So I'm going to take that 10, which 10.5 where I thought it was going to be would add a loss condition, and I'm going to get it at plus money. So that's why I did that personally.
Yeah, I was just saying that the book had it
feels like an error.
Yeah. The book having it at 9 though was crazy. So you sort of do want to jump on that. If you have DraftKings, go make them pay a little bit.
They're the only sports book with it up.
Unbelievable. Very upset that I can't bet it on it, but maybe I'll text a friend. Who knows? All right. But yeah, where did I just lost my place? The Brewers and the Rockies. I think that the Rockies again have a chance tonight. Yes, it's Corbin Burns, but it is hard to pitch here, man. It is hard to pitch here.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a guy like Corbin Burns who depends on breaking ball out pitches, and you go to Coors Field, and the air density is 42, and there is a 14-mile-an-hour wind blowing out of a small stadium, and your team isn't used to playing here yet because you just got there yesterday. Man, the Rockies won yesterday. I lean them again. I lean on it again, and I lean under. I know it's a little nuts, but I don't think the Brewers put up all that much scoring. I do think Burns does effectively limit the Rockies, but I do think that they win probably like 4-2 or something crazy like that. A weird one at Coors.
Yeah, definitely. I'm following the chat. We're trying to talk. No one's finding it on DraftKings, so I'm trying to pull it up and show you. I just literally locked the play in, but I'm going to look and see on the desktop site if it's there as well.
You found it on mobile? I wonder if
it's on mobile only. It's on mobile only. It's not on my desktop site, but it is on my mobile site.
That's crazy. All right, so you're hearing it. Breaking news, guys. We have a bet on mobile DraftKings that both Mike and I, pretty vehemently support here. Yep, look at that.
Can see this or not?
Right into the ring light.
Can you see it or not? I can't even tell.
Not particularly. We understand. I think we get it.
Okay.
It's just reflecting, but it might be mobile in Tennessee. Maybe it's in Tennessee. I mean, they do operate separately, right? So I wonder if we have anyone watching in Tennessee who can verify if they see it. Oh, I see it. We see it. I see it.
You see it?
Oh, maybe he sees your screen. He doesn't see it on DraftKings.
Okay, right. But I'm saying you see it on my screen. Like you can see this game is active on the mobile site. Yeah.
Yeah. Here, Mike, show him here. Show him again.
Okay. Yeah. This is up on the mobile site.
Yeah. I see it. Yep.
And it logged me out already. Let's see. Make sure my ticket is still in.
This is funny.
Still there. It is still there. Over 10 alternate plus 120.
Nice. That's a
DK
good line.
Receipt number DK6375936. Okay.
All right. Everybody call up your DraftKings and say that's my ticket and I want to pay.
That's my ticket number.
I have a ticket number for you that didn't get cashed. No. But all right. No, I don't think that would work. So don't waste your time too much. But anyway, we'll move on. Again, Rockies. I lean under. I lean Rockies. I don't know if you have anything to talk about on that one, Mike. We have I think 4-5 games left to go here. So
you lean the underdog Rockies in that one. Kind of your strategy that you like to play. I mean, look, I don't know what to expect from Corbin Burns at the altitude, but that's the biggest unknown. So as a line like that approaches plus 200, if you're getting plus 180 or more, I think it's fine to fire away at it. But overall, there's enough action on the board. I obviously just have a third play now with that edge on the Royals game. I will not be playing it. So
I'm with you. All right. What else do we have left on the board? I think we're going to go to
Angels.
My second play, which is I'm going right back to the Angels tonight. Cashed them last night. I was a little worried. I mean, Matt Manning didn't do as poorly as I thought he would, but the Angels offense pulled through for me. I talked about it briefly. They have been the only team second to the Astros in terms of weighted run creation. And you're probably going to see that tonight. I mean, Urena, if that's how you say it, Urena, I don't even know.
Jose Urena? Yeah.
They need a little pronunciation guide everywhere. But regardless, I'm going to be going against them again. His numbers just aren't that great. I think above 430 expected slugging. The Angels are hitting really nicely. Detroit notoriously poor on the West Coast road trips like this. I was talking with someone on Twitter who said, it just always feels that way, but their numbers kind of support it too, right? They do lose more often than not away from home. They have been struggling on road trips in general. Yeah, I like the Angels offense to, again, come out and get us, a good amount of runs. I wouldn't hate even going Angels team total. So yeah, just some thoughts for you. But I think I think 5.5. So I think it's a little high for the team total on the Angels.
What's kind of funny about that game? That Tigers-Angels game at Angels Stadium with all it's still a good hitting environment, very similar hitting environment, significantly worse weather. The line and the price on that one for the total is identical to what I just got on the Royal game. Over 9 at minus 120 is the number on that one.
That's hey, I mean, you're not gonna get.
There's no way this Royals game closes at 9. There's just no chance. It's gonna be 10.5. Where I
fervently refreshing my page to hope that my book puts this up before it gets to 10, 11. Like I don't even know. But anyway,
Dodgers.
They're playing the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks look to be like weirdly a sharp bet tonight. I'm staying 10 feet away from this one. I don't know if you have any thoughts on it.
Well, okay. I don't.
Okay.
I think that the Dodgers are obviously the better team. I love the park shift for the Dodgers. I love giving them this overall hitting environment. What happened is Arizona decided to close the roof on purpose, and that's why you see the movement, in my opinion. So the roof will be closed in Arizona. We're used to it being open. We're used to being super hot. We're used to having a really good hitting environment. The roof will be closed tonight for Caleb Smith. Again, I would have to check. I think that's intentional. I mean, obviously, I know it's hot. They play in the heat all the time. This is a late game. But I think that's all the movement that you've seen here is related to the roof being open or closed. I'm tagging the Dodgers as the sharp side in the market in terms of like sharp action being indicated there. So,
wow. I mean, yeah. I couldn't figure this one out. I don't really want to mess with it. We've been fading these Diamondbacks for like a whole week. Kind of just got to say, you know what? they're going home. They probably really need a win. It's like a little bit of a backup against the wall scenario. I'm not playing it. I know it's Trevor Bauer, but they're at home. We'll see.
The question with Bauer is, are we cracking down on sticky stuff? Is he not throwing a certain pitch? Is he now in a really, really poor pitching environment relative to his baseline?
Yep.
We'll see what happens. Not playing it though.
Yep. I mean, we'll have to sort of just see how that one goes. But all right, a couple more left. We're gonna go with this Giants game. They're playing the Phillies. This one looks like an interesting over potential, but it is kind of tough at Oracle Park to ever go over. So I don't know. Any thoughts?
Yeah. The thoughts I would have here is I think that you're going to know quickly in this game whether or not these pitchers are on. So for me, it would either be one of two scenarios. It'll be a live bet scenario, or it'll be a run first inning, or it'll be an over in the first 5 innings. So one thing you really want to take advantage of here is you want to take advantage of a little bit of the daylight as quickly as you possibly can as the weather conditions get worse at night here. The wind starts to die down a little bit. The sun starts to set. The temperature starts to approach 59 degrees. Just a massive difference when you're getting 67 and sunny with the wind a little more. So attack it early. You need runs scored early in this game if you're going to get there on the over. I don't hate a run being scored in the first inning. Let me see how close to plus money that is in this game. That would probably be my preferred way to attack this one. It's minus 110 on both sides. It's kind of what I thought it would be, to be honest.
I mean,
it's a stay away from me.
Crazy. Not really worth it. Not really worth chasing after. But yeah, again, this one should be interesting. The Giants, again, they should win. They'll probably, be able to figure this out because Cueto has been much better at home. Velasquez has been shaky in his last couple starts, but I don't know. The Phillies have been making a little bit of noise on this West Coast trip, so I'm not really gonna put my foot down on either side. I do think there are some trends that are pointing towards the over. The San Francisco Giants are kind of hot. The Phillies do have the potential to hit. Cueto and Velasquez both have potential to give up runs. So my biggest lean on that game is going to be the over. All right, a couple more left.
Rays Mariners
last night. Yeah, Rays Mariners. This is a really interesting one. Again, Mariners have been scoring runs. They just have been. But that being said, I think I'm going under tonight. Kikuchi has been really, really nice at this stadium. That's just really all I can say here. High air density index tonight. I think this is a classic, good Mariners pitcher, low scoring game in Seattle.
Yeah. My only concern is Michael Walker, right?
Right.
I think he
pitched 2 innings.
Yeah. Fortunately. He's got to handle it the first time through the order. It's for me, it's going to be a stay away.
Understandable.
I don't hate the Mariners team total over depending on what it is, but
yeah. I know our guy Matt Severance is on Mariners plus 1.5, which I really don't mind as a bet. I do like Kikuchi. He has been solid. I think you're probably playing the Mariners side if you're playing this game, and you're probably going under and backing Kikuchi because they're all correlated plays.
Yeah.
All right, one last game on the dock.
Reds, Padres. Padres found a way to get it done last night.
I was so close to getting to sit here and be like, I told you the Padres weren't going to score that many runs. But of course, what happens is that the Reds bullpen decides they don't want me to have that type of fun here on a Friday. Still suffering probably from a little bit of Rocky Mountain come down. My favorite disease in baseball. We saw it through the first 8 innings. They kind of got gifted the game in the 8th and the 9th innings by some, shoddy pitch work. From what I gathered, I was fast asleep, man. I woke up to my last 2 plays cashing at 4 a.m. and I moved from the couch to the bed. But, classic, dude who lives in New York by himself type of vibe. I live the life. Don't try to tell me I don't. But no, I think that this is going to be another sort of instance of, a lower run total for the Padres, and then the Reds have a legitimate chance, but I can't bring myself to play it. I probably do like the under if I had to.
Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it too. Chris Paddock has actually been meaningfully better recently.
Right.
Lasted 6 full innings in the last 2 starts, 17 strikeouts in those 2 appearances. 2 starts against the Mets, but I like Paddock just a little bit here. Overall, the environment is friendly. A little cooler, typical San Diego night, 67 degrees, not going to be a great hitting environment. That would be my only lean, but definitely not paying that price on Paddock and not overly eager to back the Reds in the spot either.
Yep. With you 100%. And yeah, I think that about covers it. Again, Mike and I, we've been sort of talking about our picks all morning. We're probably both looking forward to, oh man, what a hair day for me today, huh? No hat. Justin is showing you why I wear a hat sometimes, because I just hate worrying about it. But no, nonetheless, I think it's going to be a great one today. Really quick for Jack Evans, who just asked about the NHL game. We don't usually cap them between the two of us. Oh, good question. The donkey of the day actually cashed last night. Of course it cashed last night. I did briefly give it out on Twitter. I did briefly give it out I always give it out in Mike's Discord. If you ever don't see it, just at me and ask, dude, what is it? I can't find it. I'm a normal guy. I'll respond. But the donkey of the day today, let me pull it up. I did a little bit of research this morning on it. Not all that much. I liked the Padres. I liked the Angels. And I liked England to win because they're huge favorites. But probably also the Dodgers as well. Probably the 4 I'd go. And any thoughts on legs to add?
What I have pulled up on my screen for the donkey of the day is Angels, Dodgers, Padres, England.
It's the one to do. I got it down today.
Plus 336.
Yep. Go have some fun. Do not. Don't go too crazy on it, but look, they're winning. These teams should continue to win. Angels should win. Padres should win. Dodgers should win. England's gonna win, but they also
gonna win.
Yeah, they are. But no, it's gonna be a great day, great Friday night. We'll both be on the early edge tomorrow. Your favorite donkeys? No, well, Mike, I'm King Donkey. Let's make sure we know who this is. But you know what? A lot of profit.
Let's go England.